you guys? Welcome back to Stampaholics Anonymous. Today I am finally getting around to swatching all these pretty all mixed up lacquer polishes that I picked up, and keep your fingers crossed that the sun will come back out because we've been having on and off sun today, but originally I set out to do this today because I thought, you know, there's a lot of hollow in here, and if we have some sun I can, you know, provide direct sunlight pictures of all the polishes that do have hollow in them, and I think it's pretty much all of them except for like a couple of them. So we are going to be swatching the complete like spring collection from All Mixed Up Lacquers, which is called, oh, what's it called? Something with petals. I'm going to put the name on screen, which currently is very problematic because Adobe Premiere changed the whole way they do titles in videos. It drove me mad the other day. That's why this thumbnail had to, it was a victim of that change on my editing software because I got so mad at it that I somehow broke off that nail. Anyways, we are going to look at this like spring collection, and it has a topper in there, and in order to swatch the topper we are also going to be looking at one of her cream polishes, this Oopsie polish that I picked up, and going to be swatching this topper over it, and then the other topper I got too. And if we have time we are also going to swatch the other Oopsie that I have that is not part of this collection or any other collection, but is just an Oopsie in you know, in itself. So I'm gonna set up for, you know, prepare my nails and set up for the swishy swoos. I know that probably all of you guys are bothered by like that white spot on my background, so I'm gonna change things up and use a different background today for swatching. So I'll leave you back for the swatches.
Alright, let's get into this. The first one is this yellow, oh wait, it's orange. It's what? What is happening with this polish? It's a thermal, spoiler alert. I didn't know that. I was just wondering why the color on the wand and in the bottle were so different from each other. I'm an idiot. Anyhow, the formula on this one and pretty much on all of the other polishes as well is on the thicker side, so be aware of that. I had trouble at first, especially with the thermal polish. I think it's because of the ingredients that this one is like especially thick, but once I got used to it, it was no problem, and it did level itself out, so that wasn't an issue either. So the orange you can see on top is the cold state, and then the yellow is the hot state. I'm going to show you like a little video of me dipping my fingers into boiling hot water and then putting them into cold water right now. Up is this gorgeous purple color with all these different types of glitters in there. Most intriguing to me were definitely the square glitters. I haven't seen that in any other polish before. Formula on this one was a little easier to work with, as you can see here, or not see because the lighting setup is not ideal. I apologize for that. But anyway, the first coat was rather sheer, but it did build up nicely in two coats. By the way, all of these were nice in the second coat, and the formula on this one was a bit easier to work with. And I really like the way that the glitter dispensed in this one. Is this white Crelly polish called Snow Bloomers, and there's something about white Crellys with like matte glitters in them that looks like so fun to me. This one had another thick formula. As you can see here, it goes on quite streaky in the first coat. I was able to salvage it with the second coat, but really this is like a hard formula to work with, so be aware of that. Next up is this pink, and it's called Blushing Rose, and that's very aptly named, you know. It really looks like one of those nice mauve-y kind of roses. This one also has hollow in it. I was not able to take any pictures in the sun because right after I said, oh, we have sun, it started raining again, so never mind that. But you can see the hollow on camera here. Formula was kind of along the same lines as the purple one, which means not as thick as the other ones were. And it did get nice and opaque and very shiny on 2 coats. Moving on to the blue of this collection, which is called Forget Me Not. And this one also is kind of sheer on the first coat, but with a little bit of a thicker formula. But again, the glitter, the way the glitters are, you know, getting onto your nail is really, really nice, and I like how she was able to suspend them in the base color. But still, it's a thicker polish, so you gotta maneuver it around, and it's not like applying itself. Next up is this gorgeous green, like a muted green called Candied Apples and Strawberry something. And also a little thicker, not terribly thick. Goes on sheer in the first coat and builds up nicely in the second coat. And again, the way that the glitter distributes on your nails, or is being distributed on your nails while you put on these coats, is really, really lovely. I really like that. That was what got me into checking out this brand in the first place, because I saw so many swatches of her like Crellies, and I just love that Crelly look where you have like that 3D glitter sandwich kind of thing on your nails. I just like that. Alright, so this is not part of the collection. I'm going to show you the topper later. This is one of the Oopsie shades. It's lighter than the blue that was in the collection, but it basically does the same thing. I think it's just that the blue was a little off from the original Forget Me Not in the collection. Same thing, formula on the thicker side. It built up nicely in 2 coats. Glitter goes on very, very deliciously onto your nails. Next in line is this straight up cream, this green color, which is also an Oopsie, and I basically bought this one to check out her cream formula, and I must say that I was a little disappointed. It's a little too thick for my liking. It did level itself out eventually, but not as delicious and nicely as I would have wanted it to do. But maybe that is down to it being an Oopsie, meaning that the formula is like a little bit off from what she originally does. and I mainly put down this color to show you the two toppers that I also got. So here's the first topper. This is part of the spring collection, which is called Dew Covered Petals. It has a hollow in there and a bunch of those flakies, all kinds of different flakies. And as you're going to see, like in the swatch picture and in the close-up, it really gives off a nice effect. I think this would look lovely over a variety of like cream polishes. Okay, next up is another topper, which is also an oopsie, and this one contains a lot of circle glitters, and I think this one looks really cool, like somebody spilled confetti on your nails, but in a good way. I really like this, but also the formula on both toppers was on the thicker side.
That were my quick swatches of the all mixed up lacquers. I was surprised to find out that this is a thermal polish. I didn't know that. I was just wondering why it was mixing up so weirdly and why it came out much more yellow than I anticipated from looking at it in the bottle. But it's a thermal polish, so I showed you the thermal effect of, you know, cold and hot. And then also I really enjoyed this one, the mauvey one called Blushing Rose. I love that one. And I also liked the pink one, Bluebells and Lilacs, very much. And then this topper, the Dew Covered Petals, I really like that. I must say that the formula on these is not easy to work with. It's on the thick side, so if you're a lover of thick polish, that is good. But also the glitter, like distribution on all of these was A+. That worked really well. I was disappointed with the cream formula of the Oopsie number 17. It just wouldn't self-level. It was too thick, and I had a hard time getting like an even coat on this one. That was too bad, but maybe that's because it's an Oopsie, and I'm probably going to give it another chance and try more of her cream polishes. So before I run out of memory space on my memory card, I'm gonna end this video here. Let me know which of these colors you really enjoyed, and whether you've tried all mixed up lacquers before, and also let me know if you know any other indie brand that is not well known that I should maybe try out in the future. And yeah, if you found this video helpful, leave it a like, and I think that's it for today, you guys, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!